Welcome to the Dog and Gus Show.
Now on Be Kind Radio.
You know it.
What's going on today, bud?
Well, we're going to chat with Baby Richman today.
Colin from Baby Richman, eh?
Sure, let's do that.
Hey, what's up, man?
How you doing, guys? Thanks for doing this.
Good.
Thanks for coming, man. So where did the name come from? Tell us that.
Oh man, I almost want you to guess, but I think most people.
Who's the rich man who was a baby? You know, who was the baby that was a rich man?
Well, unfortunately, I'm a bit of a baby and not much of a rich man, so I guess that's me. But fundamentally, the name comes from the Beatles song. If you're familiar with "Baby Richman."
Yes, very good, nice. I didn't.
So actually,
not even close. No.
A little bit on that. We actually came up with that name all the way back in high school, and we just never came up with anything better. So here we are, like 10 years later.
Nice.
Yeah, that works.
Yeah, it's a good name.
Yeah,
I like it. I'm down with that. I think it's hilarious that they went back to the Beatles. That's great.
All the way back to the Beatles.
Yeah.
Is that if we'd asked you one of your influences musically, would that be the Beatles? Would be one of them?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I'd say they're probably the biggest influence, but like I'm kind of saying what everybody says here, I guess, you know? Like who do they not influence? They changed recording, they changed the entire industry all the way back then, right? So
yeah, they did some impressive stuff, I guess.
The Beatles?
Yeah.
they're all right, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you know, whatever.
They sell 1 billion records. Not bad. Who was Baby Richman before the name?
That was honestly, do you mean like, just like, did we have another name or what was how
like
the project started?
Like before, yeah, like maybe before and how everything kind of worked out for you guys.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you could kind of start all the way back at birth if you wanted to, I guess. But to save some time, I guess I'll start where things really started to roll. We saw the Sheepdogs, me and a group of friends in high school. They were playing in a small town called Westmeath, or I guess actually it was Beachburg. They're kind of close together, but they played kind of an intimate concert and we were front row for it. And we all just decided after the year going into that, we were like really into the Beatles, really kind of discovering all of that sort of stuff. And we saw the Sheepdogs and we were like, we want to do this too. So we put a band together. None of us even played instruments at this point or did anything. We just wanted to be a rock band. So we did it and we were really, really bad, honestly. Maybe we're still bad. I hope not. But yeah, just we wanted to do it. We did it. And that's the name we stuck with. Like that was how everything started. And it just hasn't stopped since then, I guess. There's new members now, but me and the bass player are still around from that era. We grew up together. We went to kindergarten together, or I guess it was grade 1. So yeah, it's kind of been forming for a long time, you could say, I guess. Him and I used to create radio shows together, you know, dress up as pirates. So we were always kind of working towards it, I guess.
Yeah.
You must be doing all right because you played Friday night at Club 27 with Harmonies and Sunday Riot Club.
Yes, sir. Oh man, that was crazy. That was probably the biggest show we've ever done. The most people that have ever showed up. Harmonies is insane too. If you don't know their stuff, they've been around the block. They opened for Jack White about a year ago, and you can definitely see that they deserved it. Like, to use a little bit of Gen Z slang, they kind of mogged us a little bit.
Yeah, if I ever knew what that meant, I'd be all over that. But that's great. No, that's pretty cool. But did you learn anything about like from either Sunday Riot Club or Harmonies?
Oh man, like I think you can always learn something from anybody that you see. But yeah, I guess if you want to talk about like specifics, Harmonies has an incredible live show. Like it's very well put together, very intentional, I guess you'd say. The lighting, the mix, the choice of instruments, the flow of the actual show, just like even the order of the songs. It kind of showed us that we have a lot of work to do, which is not to say that we're not happy with where we are, but um, it showed us some areas we could improve for sure. So you always appreciate that playing for a band that's been around the block a little bit more than you have. You can always steal from them.
Nice.
No, it's true. I mean, you pick up stuff from other bands and you pretend like you guys came up with it yourself.
Well, I don't know if it's that. I think it's just learn and
Well,
you go.
really, I mean, that's kind of just music in general in a certain way, right? Like, is anything new, or is it all just
Yeah.
kind of recycled and your interpretation of it, you know?
Again, another good point. That's very true.
Yep. So let's go back. You guys didn't know how to play instruments. So how did the first show you guys ever did go?
Oh, bringing me back, eh? Well, it went pretty well for the first song, and then people started to leave. So I guess the second one we probably shouldn't have played. We did a Tame Impala cover, if you know the song Feels Like We Only Go Backwards. And we were trying to be really true to the actual sound of the recording. We didn't really grasp the concept of making it your own yet. So I was doing like the falsetto, like feels like we only. And to be quite honest with you, most of the crowd wasn't there to see us. It was like a weekly kind of showcase for the local bands and whatnot. So most of the people there weren't familiar with the music at all. So they didn't even have any context. So I think they just heard me kind of like wailing and they're like, can kind of do without this. But they did come back, a lot of them. They just went and got some like cinnamon, what are they called? Beaver tails, and came back. So it was going well for the first song, went a little bit bad for the second one, but we cleaned it up towards the end. And overall, I'd say it was pretty good. But, like everything, it was a little shaky to start.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good though. You got your chops in and then you kind of, everybody got a little sugar rush and
Yeah,
came back
yeah,
and got all
yeah.
jacked up. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tame Impala is hard to probably cover too. So that's pretty impressive that you went after that right away.
And I'd say
Impressive or
that I'm sorry if they're
stupid?
well, impressive. We're gonna go with impressive.
Yeah, impressive is
Yeah,
like can
let's
be
go with that. Yeah.
yeah. It could be taken as stupid as well, but it's not
No.
not in this situation. No, not from us.
And I'm gonna say that if there's a beaver tail nearby, I probably would have left too.
Fair. Yeah, that you do
Like
that.
maybe
I
yours,
mean,
Jeff.
if you're competing with beaver tails, yeah, it's tough competition.
It's not easy.
No, beaver tails are lovely. When did it stop being a hobby?
I've always been a little bit delulu. I don't think it was ever really a hobby for me. I kind of went into this being like, I'm gonna be famous, I'm gonna be big, you're gonna see. Here I am 10 years later, still not famous. But yeah, I don't think it's ever been a hobby, really, for me at least. I don't think it's a hobby for any of us in the band either, or ever has been. I think we've always kind of been somewhat serious with it. That's kind of what we started with in mind. Like, we wanted to do something, we didn't kind of want to just have like a little bit of fun with it. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but yeah, no, I'd say right off the bat, even like it was totally Delulu though. We were awful. So we really should have probably been thinking about it as a hobby.
I think
Yeah, but here you are 10 years later still doing it. So
yeah, exactly. But yeah, and I think that you have to believe even when you don't believe, you
Yeah.
believe in it like you think you like, you know what I mean?
yeah, I hear you.
If you don't believe,
Yeah,
nobody else is going to.
That's right.
Exactly.
That's right.
Which leads to the next question. So who believed in you early and who didn't?
Phew, I would say pretty much everybody didn't believe in me, particularly, probably all of us. But I don't have any sort of like musical background. I just grew up listening to the Beatles. Actually, if you want to get into the really kind of nitty gritty, even though this isn't totally related to what you asked, it's maybe kind of interesting. The whole reason I started was because I wanted to like make an impact on the world. And I was, this is real, it's personal, but I I was kind of at a point in my life where I didn't really have anything to live for anymore. And I think a lot of people have been there, especially nowadays. but I really wanted something to dedicate myself to, and that was this. And so it was kind of about, I guess, my thinking was, what's the one thing, like, how can I make an impact on this world, I guess, first of all. But then secondly, like, how does one do that? And I think one uses their gifts, their strengths, like employs those. And so I thought, what has been in my life consistently? Because I've tended to be a bit of a, like, I go from one thing to the next interest wise, but the one constant in my life was the music of the Beatles. So I thought that's a good place to start. And actually, this does relate to your question. The first person that ever told me I should consider being in a band was a guidance counselor at my high school. I was in this like committee, this anti-bullying committee, it was called, and we were singing these like Christmas carols. And I didn't consider myself a singer, but I've never really been shy about anything, I guess. So I was just singing my heart out, and the guy told me, he was like, you're actually not bad. I kind of enjoyed that. And I was like, get out of here. But a couple years later, this is another funny story. Sorry to just ramble at you, but
No,
Go. We like this.
in high school, grade 12, I would say, I was like pretty much exclusively into the music of the Beatles for pretty much my whole life. Like, I grew up with it. And then in grade 12, people started telling me to check out this band called Oasis because they were apparently like the Beatles. And I checked them out, and I thought they were kind of trash, to be honest with you. Yeah, exactly. You got it. And I like, my first exposure to them was Wonderwall, and I just thought they were a boy band, like One Direction or something like that. Like, I was like, this is garbage. Like, as if people think that this is like the Beatles, like it doesn't hold a candle. And so I was in the cafeteria, and I was at a table, and I was just singing Wonderwall kind of as a joke to like make fun of it to the people that recommended it to me. I was kind of being an a-hole, I guess. But afterwards, some girls walked up to me, and they were like, you actually sounded pretty good singing that. Like, you should consider being a singer. Like, once again, like, it was weird. People kept kind of telling me that I should be a singer. So I was like, whenever that kind of existential crisis came about, that's a direction I turned, and here I am.
Awesome. I love that. Thanks for being so honest.
Yeah, it's better when girls tell you.
Yeah. Well, the guidance counselor may not have pushed it, but then a couple of girls.
But when girls tell you, it's yeah.
It's a little different. Yeah, it's especially at that age.
Yeah.
At age
you're impressionable, and
hell yeah.
No, but thanks for being honest with that. I'm sorry that you went through a little bit of a challenge, but it's good that you got music out of it, and that the Beatles helped you. That's awesome. I love that.
That's what life is about.
That's right, man. When you guys did your first show ever, what happened?
Like, do you mean like the band in its current form, or do you mean like all the way back?
Yeah, the new one, because you did tell the Tame Impala story. So
right. Yeah, no, but they are two different things, so I can see why you'd ask that. Yeah, like, bringing me back again. We practiced for months, we were so nervous, we were so excited at the same time. Like, first show, we'd waited years to do it. The day finally came around. I made the decision because I am a very disorganized person sometimes, if I'm being real, and I kind of forgot to eat on the day, like, enough, I guess you'd say. And so my meal of choice right before the show was pizza and milk, like a big carton of milk. Don't ask me why, but yeah, exactly.
Milk was a bad choice.
Yeah, milk was like probably the worst choice, honestly, and like cheese as well. Like, just dairy in a general sense was like just such a no-no. But I've always been a rebel. No, but yeah. So I was feeling a little sick and a little nervous. We were all nervous, and then the milk started having an effect about 2 songs in, I'd say. It didn't go terribly, but it was not ideal, we'll put it that way. But I'm sure nobody really noticed. People seemed to be pretty responsive. We got a lot of like, a lot of the friends from high school that I had came, and like just family members and stuff. And they were like, wow, like you guys are actually not that bad, which is actually a pretty big accomplishment whenever you don't start out playing instruments, to have people kind of say that, because I feel like if they um, kind of didn't mean what they were saying, they'd probably just placate you, just be like, "Oh, good job," But it was like, oh,
Yeah.
like you're
Yeah,
actually not
yeah,
bad. So that really motivated us. We sold out too, so that was nice. And we thought, like, this was like 2 or 3 years ago, I guess. We were like, oh man, we sold out the first show. Like, this is our year. Like, we're gonna be famous in like 2 months. And it's a grind. That's what you learn in this business, is it does not happen overnight, as much as it seems like it might.
yeah. It's true.
It's yeah. I have to go back and ask this now. I'm going to take you back to the beginning. How did you guys, like, as guys who never played instruments before? How did you decide who was playing what?
Oh man. It's hard to remember exactly how we did that. I think we just kind of decided who made the most sense for each one based on our like personalities, which is kind of like, I find, to be honest with you, that stereotyping in music, like, it works in this weird way. As bad as that sounds, like, if you're a more reserved person, I find like typically those people are going to gravitate towards bass player. Um, and if you're somebody who's maybe a little bit aggressive, typically you're going to gravitate towards the drums. If you're somebody who really craves like flashiness, attention, that sort of thing, lead guitar player. Yeah, oh yeah. Calling him out, eh? And
Yeah, you are.
I really speak for myself, I guess. I was kind of the ringleader, I guess. So naturally I filled in the lead singer role because nobody else really wanted to do it, and someone had to do it. So I did it. And I
And you
can't
can
play
sing.
guitar. Yeah, no, exactly. But I'm more speaking about the band as it was when it first came about.
Mhm.
Like the
Mhm.
second iteration of the band, which is what is more the band now. Me and the lead guitar player met in high school, or not high school, in post-secondary at the music industry arts program, which I'm sure you've heard quite a bit about lately. Um,
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
so I
Yeah.
love that program, because this band would not be a thing without that program. So shout out to MIA, Colin Mills, all the staff there. Great program. Sign the petition. Um,
I heard he did.
but yeah, we met there, and Robin's twin brother is the drummer. So Robin being the lead guitar player. And so yeah, they're twins. So obviously they're in it together, and they have been since they were about 7 years old. And then yeah, we had me and the bass player. We've grown up together. I kind of was in these two different bands in my early 20s. Um, and one of them was missing a bass player, and one of them was missing a drummer and a lead guitar player. And you wouldn't believe how long it took me to figure out that I could just put both of them together. Like, it actually took me a couple years, and it was this big eureka moment, which sounds ridiculous now, but that's kind of how we decided on the current form of the band. It was like, wait a second, we could just put this together and it's like, it'll work.
Yeah.
And I think
You're in
my
the
big
shower.
hesitation, yeah, no, actually I was on the bus. But
What?
yeah, close enough, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, like, I think the reason that I was hesitant in the first place was because both like parties were really critical musically. And so I kind of was afraid that putting them together would just lead to conflict, which I actually wasn't wrong about. There's quite a bit of conflict in our band, as there is in any band. Something you usually kind of stay hush hush about, but I'm a very open and honest person. I think people know that about bands. But I actually think that's really important in a band, is being willing to fight with each other and stick through it, because if you can't like talk about things and disagree about things, then you're not going to get very far, because nobody agrees on everything.
Mm-hmm.
It's good to have
True story.
Yeah, it's good to have bounce back. Look at us. I mean, we bounce back ideas, and try and work it out. So like it's like anything. If it's a creative anything, I think that's good to have two different minds, different views, and
absolutely
work with them.
Okay, I'm gonna interrupt for a sec because I'm gonna need to do this. So I'm gonna do this right now.
Wow, you're
I know, but no, because Colin mentioned about like a bass player and a drummer.
Go ahead, buddy.
Think about Colin taking the bass player and the drummer from a certain band that Colin loves and putting him with another band that lost a drummer and a bass guitar player. I'm talking about the Rolling Stones and the Beatles.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, because I mean, Charlie Watts is gone. You got Ringo.
That's not a bad idea, actually.
Bill Wyman left the Rolling Stones. You've got Paul McCartney.
That'd be trippy though.
Could you imagine that set list? Could you imagine how fast the tickets would sell? Like, this is gonna go viral, man. You're gonna have to, and you better get a percentage because this is genius.
Oh, I'm sure I'm not the first person to think of it. So
yeah, we'll cut this into it.
I've never heard it before, honestly.
Seriously. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's actually a very good point, Doc.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thanks.
How big of an ego would because Paul couldn't work with John.
Oh my
John
God,
couldn't work with Mick and obviously Keith Richards thing, and then I don't know. It would be hard. It would be cool. I think they're at the age now, in their 80s, they could probably figure it out at some point.
They've mellowed.
Well, and you only live once, right? So I mean, what's stopping them at this point?
Well done, Doc.
Yeah, thanks.
I'd buy tickets.
Yeah, me too. I'd be in. I don't care how much. Thousands. It'd be thousands.
It would be.
It'd be like Super Bowl tickets or something. What's the biggest unseen sacrifice for the band?
Oh, there's a lot of them, as with any band, once again. But I'd say most notably, especially in the last year, I have a chronic illness that I'm still battling. And I seem to be making some headway lately. But I would say that's definitely been the biggest hurdle that we've had to deal with. It's a connective tissue disorder called HEDS, hypermobile Ehlers-Danlos syndrome. And basically what it is it's a collagen defect. So my tendons, long story short, are very weak and fragile, and everything else is normal, but it makes it very hard to play guitar, to even sing. It affects every joint in my body, and it's kind of made me it's made me unable to gig as often. It's made it so that I can't practice. We actually don't practice at all, believe it or not. We just go and play gigs because we practice for so many years together that we just know each other now. And also the guys do a weekly gig, like a residency at Lower Town Brewery in the Byward Market. So they get their practice in for sure, but I can't practice at all. I just play. It's just for the love of the game. But yeah, I would say that's the biggest unseen hurdle for sure. It's kind of known in our closer circles, I think, but from the outside looking in, it's an invisible illness. You can't tell there's anything wrong with me. So definitely that would fit the bill.
Nice. Okay. Well, not nice, but unfortunately, sorry to hear that. But yeah, the fact that you gig together still and are able to put it together, obviously you played on Friday. That's I'm glad that you guys did, because Dog said that you had a good show.
Yep. Yeah. I have heard good things about the whole show. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah. I mean, I was going to ask how much have you invested in yourself, but that story kind of told me that. I mean, that's hardcore. So I hopefully you can find something else. Yeah.
This you just mean how much are we putting into this? What is our kind of goal? Is that kind of the general sense of the question, or?
Yeah, not a monetary thing, more like the toll and the effort and how much you guys are putting into it.
Yeah, this is everything to all of us, I would say. We've broken up twice and gotten back together. We've obviously gone through this. There's too many things to name. We're on a mission, honestly. We kind of believe it's destiny. It sounds a little cringy, sounds a little cheesy, but that's the feeling. That's the feeling I've had ever since I was 17 years old and I started this, and that's the only thing that's allowed me to power through everything. Is it's just like, this is what I was meant to do. This is what we were meant to do. And we're going to do it hell or high water. Is that the right way to say that? I don't remember, but
Hell or high
you get
water.
my
Yeah.
meaning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, but that's the right way to say it.
Yeah. Well done. Would you prefer to be an independent artist or be signed by a label?
Oh, absolutely independent. And it's like literally everybody listens to music and like kind of needs music. Like, how many times has music saved your life? It saved my life a lot of times. So I think it's pretty important.
That's right. Well, we're with you. That's why we do this show. We really want to showcase individual artists, and how they tick, and also more like to get the voice out there and get the people to hear these new artists in Ottawa, especially, but also across Canada. We've talked to all kinds of different artists.
Really not cool. And like,
No.
I think things of the disparity is so large now that change is inevitable, and they better watch out because it's going to happen. Buddy,
That's right. Everybody's comfy. I'm going to ask a whimsy question. A whimsy. Just a
whimsy.
So you just robbed a bank. All right. Or you just robbed a record studio. No, you just robbed a bank and you're getting in the car. What song's playing when you're driving away?
Okay. I mean, I feel like this is a bad answer because this is just what popped into my head. I don't know if you've ever seen the movie Baby Driver. But Hocus Pocus by Focus is what came to mind immediately. If I was like, that's literally because that's that scenario. So I don't want to like name that. But I guess apart from that, kind of the first thing that comes to my mind is Helter Skelter by the Beatles. It's just, and just like hardcore. It's like one of the first metal songs really in a lot of ways, I would say. So I'd say that's what I would roll with personally.
What do you got, Gus?
Paint It Black by Rolling Stones.
Oh, you
just
that.
And then they just get, I just get jacked up even just thinking about it. So
I'm going
to switch it every time.
Yeah, we both do. Yeah. I went back to one twice, but I'm going to go with Black Dog by Led Zeppelin.
Nice. Killer bands.
That's a good one. Yeah. Anything that like really digs into that dirty guitar tone works for me.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm down with that. Yeah, too. That's good. Nice.
What's one song that the world should hear forever?
Oh, man, these are good ones. You guys come up with good, like, I'm right on the spot here. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna go with like my personal favorite song of all time, Champagne Supernova by Oasis, which ironically I hated at first, but I would say that's one of the best songs of all time.
Great song. Great song.
That's such a tough choice, though. Honestly, you could pick so many.
That's very true.
Yeah.
I was going to say, what's your favorite Beatles song, but that's just not nice to do.
I can tell you actually, probably. In this sense, like me and my friends, we were such big Beatles fans in high school. We actually had a whole night dedicated to this question: what's the best Beatles song? Because we had so many debates about it. So the way we went about it was we voted on what the best album was, and then we voted on what the best song was. And we kind of had this, I forget exactly how it went, but it was this like rating system, like this voting weighted kind of system, so like you'd pick like 5 songs or something, and then like you'd allocate points depending on the placement of the song. What we ended up settling on was She Said by the Beatles, which is actually something our band is planning on playing at some point in the near future, possibly. So love that song. Cool. Love that album. Revolver to me is probably the greatest album of all time. It's so hard once again to say if anything is the best of all time, but to me the Beatles are the best band, and that's the best album, and the best song is She Said. So that's where it's at.
And Gus?
Beatles?
Yep.
I think it's Norwegian Wood.
Good choice.
That's a great choice. I would not disagree with that. That's an amazing song.
Yeah, I like that song.
My choice is Nowhere Man. I don't know what it is about that song. I just love that song.
It's a nice song.
Y'all are real ones. Yeah, Rubber Soul, you can't go wrong with anything on that album.
Mm-hmm.
He knows his Beatles, man. He knows his Beatles.
He does.
Let's do some real talk. So what scares you?
Oh man, what a big question. Like,
You can
I'd
just use
say,
music, or you can do whatever you want to answer. But
yeah,
just yeah,
I'll answer in an assortment of ways. How's that?
whatever you
I
like.
would say dying alone, that's a little bit scary, the thought of that. That's something that comes up. I would say, hmm, musically, having to give up the dream, probably, for whatever reason. Clearly, I'm very like not down with that because I think you know, I have every reason to quit at this point in a certain way with the condition that I have, but I'm not gonna do it, you know. I'm just not. And to me, it's like the lore is a thing as well in music, you know? So any hardship that you go through as an artist or struggle, if you can make it through that, at the end of the day, that's only going to add to who you are as an artist. It's going to come through in the art, it's going to come through in the story. That's what people connect to at the end of the day as well. It's the
Hmm.
human aspect, right? And it's, I think, actually, really, if you want to look at art as a whole, what are people looking for whenever they consume art, right? They're trying to like learn something. And I think the best thing that you can learn in life in general is that it's all about the struggle. It's not about like having a good time in a certain way. It's nice to have a good time, but the only way that growth happens is to struggle and to fight through it and to come through on the other side, because when you do that, you're going to be bigger than the thing that was holding you back, and that means you're going to have progressed, right? So it's yeah, that's not really answering your question once again, but to a degree, I guess.
What answers the question?
I think it answered it just fine.
Yeah.
It's your biggest insecurity.
Oh, man, you guys don't hold back, eh?
Yeah, we're
Oh, well, we're in the real talk section,
Yeah.
so we have to ask. And
That's
again,
true.
you can
That's
pass.
true.
You
You
can
won
pass,
me.
bro.
No. I don't back down. What are you
I didn't
talking about? No,
suspect so.
okay.
I
Let's
didn't
see.
suspect so, but
Insecurity.
I gave you a parachute, but you
No,
just
he gave you an
That's
out.
true.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Um, my biggest insecurity, I would say probably my illness, to be quite honest with you, even though I'm being open with it and everything. I'm kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? Impulsive. So that's why I share this sort of thing. But honestly, I worry a lot about that in my life because it makes having a partner very difficult. It makes thinking about the future very difficult. It very much affects my career and the people around me. It's a big thing, you know, to deal with, and
Mhm.
especially when it's like I grew up completely, if you want to say, like without illness, you know. So to have a normal life in quotations, and then about a year ago just all it kind of hit all at once, have this thing just hit you. Like it's been a huge insecurity. I've felt inadequate in a lot of ways, but I've kind of changed my mind, like I said, just to touch on the last thing I said. You know, it's all about the struggle and making it through the struggle in life, and I'm just hoping that people can see what I've been through and draw some inspiration from it and not give up in their own lives, you know, because this is what life is about. It's about the struggle. It's about the journey through the struggle.
yeah. Thank you for saying that. It's a brave thing to say, man. I appreciate it, and we hope for you get some resolution of some sort. You know, you're a pretty young guy, so there's lots of tread left on the tire. You know,
Appreciate it.
is there an imposter syndrome that comes up with music?
So I've heard a lot of artists actually talk about this. I actually think this is a benefit of having my illness, because I think I did used to have a bit of an imposter syndrome sometimes from time to time. Definitely whenever I was early on. And it was actually a concept I heard of from, I won't go into too much detail with this, but just somebody brought it to my attention that oftentimes the people that are the least capable have the most confidence. And the people that have the most capabilities are like too critical of themselves and have analysis paralysis and don't end up doing things because they're just too afraid of what people will think or that it'll fail or something. And so I realized that and I thought, you know, maybe I don't think I'm great, but I think I'm at least average or maybe slightly above average at what I do. So I can do that. I can be slightly above average. I think I can meet that. And since I've done that, like everything's opened up and people have said incredible things. And I don't believe they're lying to me when they talk about, like, when they compliment me with certain things. You can kind of just tell, I feel like sometimes when people are being genuine. Um, Maybe I'm delusional once again. That wouldn't surprise me.
No.
I'm a little bit delulu. I already said that earlier, but
Well,
yeah,
do you know
no,
when
I would say
do you know when they're bullshitting you? So then you have a bullshit meter, and you probably know. So that's, you don't have to say that.
I
I think
think so. I hope
yeah.
one can hope, right? Even if they don't, I'm going to pretend that they are telling the truth because that's what helps me achieve my goals. But I would say, especially since my illness has come around, because after I kind of got around to performing and feeling like good about that, I still felt like people were going to view me as like, I don't know, like just like I haven't been through enough to earn being an artist, if that makes sense. Like I found all my favorite artists, like the first artist I really connected to that kind of inspired me to become a musician, personally was Kurt Cobain. And it was reading about his Wikipedia, like on his, like about his life, you know? And just his struggle with everything, with his health problems, with his mental problems. And I think that's really, I think that has helped me kind of just realize that I do deserve to be here, because not that anybody doesn't deserve to be here. I think you can do art no matter who you are, but I think it kind of, in this weird way, when you struggle for your art, you kind of pay your dues. So I don't feel
So
like an imposter anymore in a certain way, like at all. People have said enough nice things. I've been through enough in life. Life is too short to worry about whether or not, like, what you're doing is what you're supposed to be doing. Like if you feel convicted, then like why question it? You know, like who cares what people say? Just go for it.
yeah, yeah. I heard a good line once. It's like, if the haters are gonna hate, then make them like do something great to make them hate some more. Like make sure
Yeah,
they
exactly.
really make sure they feel it for
Validate their hate.
for a long time. Hey, good for you, man. Don't fucking, like, nobody tells me what to do anymore. And
Nobody puts baby in a
it's
corner.
I think that came with age, for me, and for you maybe it was because of the illness. I think that everything stems from something. But
Hmm.
honestly, people don't care as much as you think about something that you love to do. Like, people that support you are going to care about it, but the haters, like, they don't really give a shit, and you shouldn't give a shit about them. And I appreciate you
Well,
saying that, because that's
I would
awesome.
actually argue that it comes with the territory as well. Like if you're going to succeed in something, inevitably some people are going to hate you for that. Like that's just how it works for some reason,
Yeah,
because people get
Mm-hmm.
jealous. They might not even admit it to themselves, right? But
yeah,
it could be as simple as they have never done anything in their lives. Like they've never made that leap of faith, right? So they could be jealous of purely that aspect. It might not even be of the actual art or like talent or anything like that, right? So you just, I think I kind of relish the haters, you know, because it's like the more I have, the more I'm doing something right, is kind of the way I see it.
right. Yes,
Yep.
I like that.
I like that.
Do some rapid fire with us, young man.
Okay, rapid fire. Dream collaboration.
Ooh, first thing that comes to mind is Sam Roberts from Sam Roberts Band. Huge
Nice.
influence on me. I've met him like 6 times. He probably doesn't know who I am still, but I've taken so much inspiration from him. And he's not particularly from our hometown of Pembroke, Ontario, but they recorded their first EP there, and a couple of their members are from there. There's just like a lot of roots, and just I find it so cool that somebody that I genuinely love, like for example, I told him after one of the shows, I was like, "Man, you're like Paul McCartney to me." Seriously, like, and he really is. Like, I think he should be way bigger than he is, and that might be by choice, but like, he's world class, and he's right here in Canada. So it would be a dream come true to write something with him or record something with him in some way. We've worked with a couple of people that have produced with him, which is pretty cool. And our producer for this upcoming single is actually the producer for Anyway Gang, which Sam Roberts is in. So we're ever so close, but just
Yeah,
not
yeah.
quite there yet.
Seventh time's the charm.
That's right. That's right.
Yes,
Seventh
sir.
time to retire.
Lucky
That's it.
number
I
7.
think he's from Montreal. I think he's from Montreal.
He
I
is,
don't know
yes.
for sure. Yeah.
Sam Roberts.
A city that shows the most love.
Do you mean for like Baby Richman?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That would have to be Ottawa because that's the only place we played so far.
Woo!
Yeah.
We're on the map.
Pembroke, maybe. Pembroke.
That would probably be number 2.
There you go. Best advice and worst advice.
In a general sense, like in life.
Sure. Yeah. In life or just towards your music.
It's your answer.
Yep.
You
Never
decide.
give
You
up.
decide.
Never give up. It's as simple as that. Don't give up. Keep getting back up. Find a way.
Yeah. And the worst?
The worst advice. Listen to the voices in your head when they tell you that you're not enough.
That's not good.
Yeah, fucking right.
Don't listen to that.
Rich or respected?
I feel like I'm almost obligated to say rich because I'm in Baby Richman, but
Yeah.
I would definitely say respected, like in an actual sense.
Yeah.
Yep. I agree with that. 3 a.m.
These are
or
great
3
questions,
p.m.
by the way. I
studio?
love these.
Yeah.
Sorry, I missed
3
that
a.m.
last one. What did you say?
3 a.m. in the studio or 3 p.m. in the studio?
Oh, definitely 3 p.m. Like, I need my sleep, especially now with my condition.
Yeah. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah. And to appreciate that. We love asking these questions, so it's fun that you like them. We do a question for everybody. It's been the ongoing question we ask everybody, so we might as well ask you, bud. There's
Okay.
2 decades of music that we discuss. There's agreement that 60s and 70s are awesome. What about the 80s or the 90s as a decade of music?
Oh, 90s is like, in my opinion, so much better than the 80s. Like, the 90s are basically the second 60s as far as they're like the 60s and the 70s combined almost. It's kind of an amalgamation of all those influences, I think. And like the 80s is just kind of, it doesn't know where it's going. It's like kind of over here, we're doing a little bit of like synth pop. Then we got your hair metal over here. Like it doesn't really know what it wants to do. The 90s knows exactly what it wants to do and it does it very well.
It's a pretty good answer.
No, it's a terrible answer.
Because Dog's the 80s, I'm 90s.
No, I'm just teasing. That was a great answer. It's very good.
Yeah, but it kind of makes sense.
No, it does.
Yeah.
It does. Sort of.
Am I
Well,
throwing
there's more.
shade? I didn't realize I was
he
throwing
gets
shade.
it a lot. He gets it a lot.
You know what?
He's lost a lot on this question.
I'm
He
so
looks a
used
little
to it.
pissed off right now.
No,
No, not even a little.
that's just his face. If he's watching you live, this is what he looks like.
This is
And
my resting
he's
bitch face.
and he's enjoying it. That's
Yeah.
the thing. He'll stand there and
Just
you'll be
say-
like, "Is this guy like
It's an
this?" And he's-
authoritative pace, so you got that going for you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm expressionable for.
Yeah. He's got the expression. Anyway. No, not upsetting at all. It's all good.
So, what's next? The single comes out. What's next for you?
Yes, sir. So that's the plan. March 17th. We had to move it back a month,
St. Patrick's Day.
mostly due to health reasons. Once again, I've been dealing with some stuff, but making headway, as I said. But yeah, March 17th is the date as of now. But as always, that could change. Hopefully, it does not. But it's kind of touch and go with life, you know. But we do have the masters ready. We're working on album artwork right now, and we're working on getting some promo material out there. So that's kind of what's next. Just everything that goes into that.
Cool. What's your name? Where can people find you? Like on the socials? Give out your social information.
Literally only Instagram right now. Unfortunately, we will be on like TikTok and Spotify, obviously, and YouTube. We have plans to do all that stuff, but right now your safest bet is Instagram. That's where we post everything, all the show updates, all the newest news. So
Nice. What do you got? You got some advice for someone out there grinding right now?
I'd say just to call back to what I said earlier, like never give up and just realize that the struggle is what makes your art strong. Like that's what people connect to. It's I think that music that doesn't, like, personally, I've never really had time for music that doesn't have something real in it, like doesn't have like a story behind it. If it's just pop music, like I don't hate people that love that stuff. There's definitely a place for it, but what I'm in music for is that human connection to the struggle, you know? So my advice would be to embrace your cross, if you will, you know? Just like realize that the hard things that you go through are actually what are going to make you the artist that you're meant to be.
Great advice.
Yep. If you could go back in time and talk to yourself at 16, what would you tell yourself?
Huh.
It's a weird thing to say.
Maybe like, I don't know, like I'd probably give myself some investment advice first of all, but no, I would
Yeah.
say
Bitcoin.
I'd probably the advice I just gave, honestly, because if I would have
Yeah.
incorporated that into my life sooner on, I would have saved myself a lot of like confusion and hardship that was unnecessary and unproductive. So yeah, I would just say embrace the struggle and never give up.
It's great, man. Thanks so much for joining us. Thanks for being honest. Thanks for a great converstion.
Yes, awesome conversation.
We wish nothing but big things for the band.
Yeah, and when is the next? I know you guys don't play at a lot of shows, but do you have a show coming up in the future?
So as I mentioned earlier, we do play every week at Lower Town Brewery. We do a thing called full band karaoke, or just live karaoke, whatever you want to say. But there's not really actually a specific name for it. But you come up, you sing songs with us. We've got the lyrics on the screen. You don't need to bring up your phone or anything like that. Like if you want to take video, it looks very natural, you know, like you're just holding the mic singing. And we even do requests and that sort of thing. That's my band. That's not so much me. So that's every Tuesday, and it starts at 9:30 p.m. Weekly. And our next like kind of original show is going to be the 17th. That's also on a Tuesday, also at Lower Town Brewery, but it's on St. Patty's Day. So we're going to be doing a mix of covers and originals. And one of the members of our band, Dalton, who's kind of a newer member, is going to be playing some traditional Irish folk songs. So it's going to be pretty legit as far as St. Patty's Day festivities go. So come and join us. That's when we're planning on releasing our first single. Should be an absolute banger if all goes to plan.
Nice, buddy. Thanks, Colin.
Love it.
Yeah. Just stay
Thank
with
you
us
so much, Dog and Gus. Nothing but respect for you guys. And hopefully I'll see you around. Let me know if you ever need some tickets. I'll hook you up.
Ooh. Yeah. I'm off
music,
that week.
Music to our ears, buddy.
I'm off that week.
Is that March break?
Yep. That's my March break, baby.
Oh, thanks, buddy.
Cheers.
Give me something to do on a Tuesday.